And based on that report is what we call a clean opinion, which is unqualified opinion. So, which means there is nothing wrong, and that's the best opinion you can get. So, and when we say clean opinion, unqualified, and the records stand up to the scrutiny of the accounting standards that are set by the AICPA and the governmental accounting standards, which we have to apply, which you have to comply. And part of that, we have to test and compliance tests that you are compliant with all the state laws and regulations. The audit in 2009 went smooth and resulted in a significant fewer number of audit adjustments from the previous year, which says volumes about your accounting staff and commissioners as they oversee. Also, the number of audit findings reduced from 4 down to 1. And the 1 is kind of a standard comment that normal counties have as far as documentation and segregation of duties and documentation as they flow through the system. You don't normally see that in most counties. Most counties have 5 and 6 findings. So the general fund revenue exceeded expenditure by $620,000, which means we have surplus. And I think in times that the counties and the state and other municipalities are going through is great. Y'all did a fantastic job come through with that, no raising taxes. I understand the town will raise taxes, we want that, so.
We don't want to raise tax. The board did an outstanding job.
Did outstanding job.
I want to get, we've actually doubled the surplus in less than 3 years.
Right.
The rainy day fund.
Rainy day fund.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In light of that, the county had a 4.3 months of expenditure in the general fund as a reserve, which I think is outstanding too.
Yes, sir.
And you had budgeted that you would tap into your reserve about 1.2 billion, which you did not do.
Right.
So if you tack that on to the 620,000, where you thought you were going to tap the reserve by 1.2, so really you did a 1.8 million turnaround, which I think is great. So a fantastic job. I'm going to let Nicole talk more on specifics, and we're going to kind of zero in on the general fund, which is really your operating fund, which I think y'all are more concerned about than some of the others. But if you have questions about that, we'd be happy to chat with you or answer questions as you can.
I'm going to refer you to page 34 of the report. And once again, this is looking at the general fund and revenues versus the budget were up $762,000. Expenses budgeted were 19.5. They came in actual numbers of 18.3, so that was a positive of $1.1 million. And that's what contributed to that positive change in the fund balance of the $620,000 for the period of audit. Next, let's go over to page 38. Cash was up about a little over $800,000 for the period. There's not any other significant changes in year over year. So let's go to page 39.
But in that, your cash really went from like 3.8 million up to about 4.8 million. So if you make money, it's always good to know that you can't get
Right.
cash in the bank. So that's important to know.
Absolutely. And year over year, now we're looking at 2008, 2009, revenue was up a little over 900,000. Expenses were 17 million in 2008 and were 18 million, a little over 18 million in 2009. And then once again, the change in the fund balance is 620,000 for the period. And that's pretty good considering that this economy's been a tough one to manage, so you all did a great job doing that. Let's see. That was it for the general fund, as far as what we wanted to look at, the budget, and look at the year over year. So if there's anything else that you'd like
I think it's,
That's a thick book, and
Yeah.
we encourage you to
to,
read through
absolutely,
it.
a lot of good information.
And I know Bill's gonna read through it.
I'm sure he is tonight.
So, we'll come back at, maybe one-on-one or two. We plan on getting together with Alan and his staff and Heather next week to go through the details of the journal entry we made, so we'll explain the things that we had to do. But, everybody we came in contact with the county and their staff were very professional, very good people, very helpful. Everything we asked for, they jumped right on it and provided us with the information. So I think Alan and his staff surely need to be commended with half the staff we had in the past to do this such a good job under the direction of the commissioners. So I think the residents should feel comfortable with the duties and what's going on within the county. So and, we do a lot, probably 35 audits. And, we feel comfortable that this is probably one of the better run counties that we've seen. So I put that at on the back. So we appreciate the opportunity to serve you and look forward to working with you.
yes,
Because we're auditors, but I think our approach is we're partners with you. And we want to work with you throughout the year. Call us as you need us, and we'll be there for you.
I only want to say one thing, Bill, when we sat down, we were, how much out of balance were we before we structured this budget? 2.4 million?
No, exactly, like 3.8.
About 3.8 million, is we were out of balance before we sat down with department heads. I want to say this, that every department head and every employee in the county is doing more with less.
They are.
And I want to congratulate not only administration for leading us in the right direction, but I wanted to congratulate the department heads and all the employees that work in Lee County. We've done our best to support them. We didn't have to lay off any employees. We were actually able to give a small percentage cost of living increase last year. It's going to be tough this year, but we're going to have to balance this budget one way or the other without a tax increase. That's the way it goes.
And that's good, because I think the people we came in contact with were all positive. So they're all anxious to work. So I think with that attitude, I think you'll have a good year next year too. So
We thank you, and we appreciate you coming before us.
we thank you.
Thank you a lot.
Mr. Chairman, I will say for the public's benefit that a copy of the audit report will be on the county's website tomorrow. If members of the public would like to view that, please go to the